This podcast is brought to you by the Mice Pod. Mice Pod at micechat.com and micepod.com.
This episode of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast is brought to you by Be Our Guest Destinations. They're a Universal Parks and Resorts vacation specialist and an authorized Disney vacation planner. They also book all cruise lines. If you're staying at a Disney property, Be Our Guest Destinations can even arrange Universal Studios tickets that include shuttle service. How awesome is that? Let them do all the planning free of charge to you while you enjoy the journey. Contact them today at 1-800-796-6240 or via email at heather@destinationsinflorida.com or on Twitter at BeOurGuestDest, D-E-S-T. Hey Lee, kick that theme music.
Greetings, Universal Orlando fans. It's time for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast with your hosts, Lee, Tracy, and Darren. So look out for Jack the Clown, the caretaker, and the director. These are spooky days at Universal Orlando.
Welcome, everyone, to our Halloween edition of the unofficial... Why do I always look at you when I say that?
I don't know, you make me very uncomfortable.
To our Halloween edition of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. This is episode 42. I am Lee, and joining me is my ghoulishly fabulous wife, Tracy.
Why, thank you. Hello, everyone.
And Darren, fresh from getting up not that long ago for being at Halloween Horror Nights till very late last night. Hello, Darren.
Hello, what's up, Graveyard?
What time did you actually get to bed this morning, Darren?
About 4 a.m.
And what time did you get up?
About 10 a.m. Because I
still
can never
got more
sleep
sleep
past
than I did. Cool.
Yep.
Cool, we shall get onto that later anyway. There's plenty to be said about that. So we'll get up to first of what we've got coming up on this. So we'll start off with, as usual, the news. Not much, though, this week. Then Darren's going to bring us... Well, Darren, you had the opportunity to go Howl-O-Scream a week or so ago, didn't you, as well?
Yes, sir.
Yes, like you did last year. You're going to do us a brief review and say how rubbish it is compared to Halloween Horror Nights, or not, but we shall see. And then also go back into re-reviewing Halloween Horror Nights after he spent quite a long time there last night, a very busy Halloween Horror Nights.
Now, I am concerned because, you know, historically, remakes are never as good as the original.
Darren said when they're free, they're always much better.
We'll have to wait and see.
Depends, it depends. We've then got an interview for you. Tracy, Darren and I had the opportunity to sit down with, to be honest, someone I didn't really know at the time. Michael Roddy, who we interviewed last year, put us onto him. We had the chance to sit down with Adrian LePeltier.
Wonderful guy.
Yes. Don't worry if you don't know who he is, but he spent a long time working on Halloween Horror Nights from the very second one. Now, I will put a warning on this interview. We have not edited any language out of it because we felt that it would take away quite a lot of what Adrian brings to the show.
Yeah.
So be aware there was a few little swears. Not many, just a few, wasn't there?
But the good ones.
A couple
just
of
F-bombs.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, I think the worst one was after we'd finished recording.
Yeah.
If it isn't, then it's still in there, but it isn't, I know it isn't, it was afterwards. But I think even if you're not a Halloween Horror Nights fan, you will enjoy that interview. Adrian's such an eccentric guy.
He's so engaging as well. He's absolutely brilliant.
That you'll enjoy that. We're going to then bring you another one of Tracy's poems, like she did last year, a Halloween one, and I promise this one, actually she edited this one, so it won't go out wrong like it did last year.
No. Let's not go there.
And then we've got a little bonus at the end, but we don't know what it is yet because that's down to Darren.
Yeah.
So that's the show.
I'm pretty decisive, so.
Well, we shall see. So have we got any mentions, guys?
Yeah, actually on our Facebook page, Mark Melanson wrote his wife works at the one of the resorts there at Universal, and he wrote us to say we were talking about the Wi-Fi in the parks last time, and he said just listening to episode 41, there is free Wi-Fi only in the common areas of the hotels, like the lounges or the pool area. Internet access in the room cost for in-room internet is $10 per day. So yeah, like I said on the show, I figured it would be about that much.
So it's more expensive to park your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's too bad, to be honest.
Yeah, more expensive to park your car than to access the vast global network that is the internet.
Yeah.
There's something a little off there.
Well, let's not say anything, or else I'll just bump that one up.
Yeah, this is true.
I don't see him lower in parking, so
$10 is ridiculously overpriced.
Very expensive.
yes.
Cool. Right, I've got a few. 3 to be precise.
Ooh.
We had a tweet from ATTFP Gregory.
Yes, that's Gregory Ryan. His name will crop up
right,
again shortly.
Right. Okie dokie, yes. So, he tweeted, at UUO Podcast, the Spider-Man ride photo is a green, purple actually, screenshot that places you on the front page of the Daily Bugle.
Cool.
How cool is that?
Yeah, we mentioned that Eric had took the photo of the new photo op in the Spider-Man queue. That's cool.
Yeah. So, thank you for that, Gregory. Sure. Before I go any further... What? Sorry?
No, nothing. Go on. Nothing.
You're making an arse of yourself?
No, yes.
Yeah, okay. Moving swiftly on, because I'm quite used to that. We had a bit of a problem. The newsletter. Issue 2 did go out on the 3rd of October. It would seem that nobody received it.
Well, no, some people
did, yeah.
Some people...
Not many. So can I ask you all to check your spam folders and to make sure that we're not part of your spam filter, because otherwise you're not good. I'm going to resend the newsletter.
I know Matt said Shana got it, but it was in her spam folder. Darren said he didn't get it at all.
Yeah, I'm hosting. I didn't even get it, so don't feel bad if he didn't get it.
Yeah.
Stephen Maxwell definitely got it, so I don't know what's happened there.
No, so yeah, if you can just make sure that we're not labelled as spam. And I'm going to send this one out.
I don't like spam. Sorry.
Spam.
I love spam.
Spam.
Anyway.
Spam. A wonderful spam.
White done.
A shrabbity.
And now for something completely different.
A man with a tape recorder up his nose.
This is a universal podcast, by the way.
We are being universally funny. Go on. It's supposed to be Halloween as well. Go. This intro is going to be like, we're already at 6 minutes and we've still got loads to get to.
So yes, I'm going to send that back out in the next few days. In fact, I'll wait until this has actually gone up so you can hear this first and enable yourselves to receive the
Yes, I will
email.
have a word with our webmaster and see if he knows why.
What I will do in the meantime, though, is I won't be sending out a November one. I will work extra hard on the Christmas one instead. Because otherwise you're going to get 2 in quick succession. Nobody's going to get a chance to respond. Also, if you don't receive the newsletter but would like to, just head to the website. Which is what?
UUOpodcast.com.
Quite simple to remember there. And if you're not already subscribed to the newsletter, right at the front page, there's a little button you can click on to get yourself in the mailing list. And hopefully we'll get this sorted.
Yep, right, come on.
So, yeah, and finally...
God.
Some happy news.
I'm supposed to be hosting this bloody show.
When will you learn
Go on.
that women rule the world?
You didn't talk as much of this when you were hosting the show last time.
Yeah, because I couldn't get a word in edgeways. See?
Get on with it.
I'd just like to say a huge congratulations to John and Karen, who are getting married on the 26th of October.
Woohoo! Congratulations and celebrations.
He's even pulling a silly face. So I just want to be the first to say congratulations to the new Mr. and Mrs. McNair.
Congrats, guys. They're going to Florida, aren't they?
They are.
Going to Orlando for that.
So I hope your wedding goes off without a hitch, and I hope you have a wonderful honeymoon.
Indeed.
That's me done. That's all I have.
We had a trip report posted on our Facebook page by a good friend and listener, Thomas Wagner. He loves a mention, so there you go. And he said, don't feel like you have to read it on the show like you did the last one, but I think there's quite a few little good hints and tips in here and stuff, so we're going to... I was going to say bore you with
Don't feel you have to mention it like that. That's it. Go on.
Yeah, go on. You know you're going to. Anyway. So, Thomas writes, "Hey, UUOP fans. So, here's some highlights of my one-day trip. We must have some money to go down just for one day. Mind you, Georgia's not that far away, is it?"
No. Well,
no, it's a bit of a drive. I'd say probably about 8 hours, at least from the edge there.
So here's some highlights of my one-day trip I took with Annette from the 18th of October. I flew into Orlando around 11 a.m. and went and checked into the Royal Pacific Resort. The first thing I noticed was that the Express Pass photo has now gone into effect. No more just using your room key. They have an Express Pass photo stand set up in the lobby. You check in and go to your right to the stand, swipe your room key, pose for a picture, and then out comes your Express Pass with your photo on it. Very easy procedure and took no time at all.
Ooh.
We knew that was... We've spoke about that before, because despicable people like Darren...
Despicable people?
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was a Marilyn Manson song, wasn't it?
Disposable teens.
Beautiful people. Whichever.
Whatever.
Bash up.
Okay, I shall continue. He checked into the PQ store. The Pick store, and didn't really see anything of interest except for some shark finger puppets and Superman wallets. Pretty sure that they have something that will get your attention, but you could do without it, which is exactly what I said about it. There's a lot of stuff you don't need, but you'll probably want. He had to take the infamous standing in front of the Universal Globe picture, as always. What I love most about this is seeing a couple trying to take a picture of each other separately, and the look on their face when you walk to them and simply say, "Want me to take a picture of the both of you for you?" They always smile so big, and it really makes their day. And, of course, they always ask to return the favor for you. Love it.
They do. It's cool. We've had it quite a few times when we've been in the parks, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, it's always nice to help somebody out, and if you are just a couple, it's very difficult to get photos of the two of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and contrary to popular belief, you can talk to people outside of Facebook now. It still works, actual communication.
Yeah.
So.
Wonder of wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, carried on with the trip report. Despicable Me wasn't open the last time I went, so this is the first attraction we visited. I give it an 8 out of 10. Having never seen the film, I didn't get the entire film. You need to see this film, Thomas. You do. It was very cute, and the pre-show was just as enjoyable as the ride itself.
Darren, did you happen to ride it yesterday?
No, I didn't.
Carrying on, he said, passing by the Mummy attraction, there was a film crew... I can't speak tonight. There was a film crew following a celebrity around. It was the beautiful Lisa. Now, is it Rinna? I have no idea who this person is.
Rinna. Yeah.
Rinna. Apparently she's from the soap Days of Our Lives. Wasn't Joey Tribbiani in that? Dancing with the Stars and Celebrity Apprentice. The rumour was that the newest season of Donald Trump's Celebrity Apprentice was in town, and the stars were seen around the parks and City Walk.
Oh.
Now, after saying hi to his friend Bruce, he walked around Amity and was stopped by those annoying Universal crew member tourist characters again, and they saw his Superman t-shirt he was wearing, and they had a field day talking about. Anyway, we went to the poster of E.T. that was hanging on the construction wall and saw that it was missing something. It was just the poster of the moon and the trees. So where's the flying bike or the infamous picture of E.T.'s finger touching Elliot's finger? So Lynette and I recreated the finger touching and asked a passerby to take a picture. And they told us, what a really neat idea. Can you take a picture of us doing the same pose? So I gladly said yes. Maybe I started a trend here.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I was trying to find it so that me and Andy could do it. But unfortunately, I couldn't find it amongst all of them.
Oh. So he goes on to say, we rode Men in Black Alien Attack, and I achieved a new high score of...
Let's not mention the score, we'll get there.
Here's a tip for those who wanted to take a picture of your score for the UUOP MIB leaderboard. Since the score is flashing and it might be hard to time it correctly, what I do is record the score on video. Then I use a simple video? No one can talk. He's passed it on. I use a simple Windows Movie Maker program.
When Darren said do it in a Georgia accent, didn't he mean you'll use your video?
Shut up. Then I use a simple Windows Movie Maker program, load up the video I took, and there's an option to take a snapshot of the video to create a video still. Then I save the video still to email it in. Hope that helps anyone.
That is a good tip, actually.
It's a very good tip. See, I might have had my score recorded if we'd had that tip.
More than one camera would have helped.
Well, this is true. I mean, I'm getting a camera for Christmas. No.
You've got one on your phone.
I'm not taking it.
I am.
We left the studios and went to Islands of Adventure and spent a few hours there. Spider-Man, my favourite ride of both parks, broke down for a few minutes, and the good thing was that once the ride resumed and finished, we were allowed to get right back on without waiting in any lines.
You nearly said wide there, didn't you?
That's it.
I would to wide.
Once the wide had finished.
Once the wide resumed. Oh no, it's what's
it's
his
Life
face
of Brian.
out?
More Monty Python.
No, I'm thinking Big Bang Theory.
Quip Key.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I got this part. I wonder why.
It wasn't engineered that way at all.
Then it was time for Halloween Horror Nights. We made our way back to the studios and saw hundreds, maybe thousands of people lined up outside. I had purchased the Stay and Scream tickets online, but I was not too happy about waiting in these lines. Thankfully, all the way to the right, there was a yellow sign saying that there was a special place for those that had stayed in one of the on-site hotels, no lines whatsoever, and all we had to do was show our hotel room card, pass security, and in less than a minute, we were inside. What an awesome time saver that was. Rank up another benefit for staying on site.
Well, let's take it into consideration, Darren, from queuing. How long did it take you to get into the park last night?
Actually, surprisingly, not that long.
Really?
About 10 minutes. And there was a huge crowd in front of me. They were doing a very good job managing security and everything. Then he goes on to say, this was our first Halloween Horror Nights experience, and we had a blast. We met up with a couple of local friends that had done this before, and they were very helpful to us. I had never seen anything like this before, with a huge amount of people in the streets and waiting in line. We went through The Walking Dead, Gothic, and Universal's House of Horrors. These houses were fun, and we got scared so many times. We also saw Bill and Ted's Halloween show and truly enjoyed it. Very entertaining and funny. The atmosphere in the park was spooky, and you really couldn't let your guard down at all. As soon as you did, boo! We also tracked down the homages to previous rides that are no more. At certain creature home bases around the park, there are little sculpted tombstone props. The one in front of the Mummy has a King Kong upper body on it, and the one by Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone had the Jaws shark, which I did get a picture of that one.
You did. I spotted that.
Yeah, I was hunting up and down for it. I found it. Love these inside references that Universal keeps doing. The park stayed open till 2 a.m. and we enjoyed every minute of it. What a night. They've been doing this for 22 years. Where have I been? We will definitely be back again. It was good to hear a good review.
Many thanks to our Orlando friends Kevin and Angela and the UUOP crew for their tips and survival guides to make this first Halloween Horror Nights for us so memorable. Well, thanks for sharing it all, Thomas.
Yeah.
There's some good tips in there, I think.
Yeah.
Nice for everyone to sort of be a bit friendly in the parks and stuff and helping out people and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of mentions before we move on. As always, I want to say thanks to Lex Wall from the Anything Goes podcast for letting us use his music. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use it in this one, actually, because potentially we've got other background audio, but we'll get there. I might do still.
Lex's music's good, though.
Yeah, so go and check out his podcast. I'll put a link in the show notes. I also want to say thanks to Hadley's Hope. Anyone aware of Hadley's Hope? You've heard him.
Oh, yeah, of course. Do you know what I'm thinking?
Well, through Leonard Kinsey, he's a friend of theirs, and they've agreed to let us use some of their music for background stuff, and you'll hear a little bit of it in this one, and then it'll start to creep in a little bit more in the next few.
Quite kooky.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
They remind me, if anybody... You probably won't know as much, Darren, because they're a British band, but anybody knows Cast from like the early 90s, they're very much like Cast, I think.
A bit like.
Go and check them out, but they like to do, I hate to say it, but Disney themed stuff for some of their stuff, but they like Aliens, obviously, which is where the name comes from. And you're going to go Hadley's Hope. Do you know what Hadley's Hope is? An alien. It's the colony on LV-42. I can't even remember what it is now. Anyway.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're on Facebook or wherever. Go and check them out. I'll put a link to some of the stuff on the Facebook page. Also, I'm not going to beg, but, we realise that we put a lot of effort into the show and stuff, and we'd really appreciate if you guys want to help. One of the big ways that you guys can help us out is to head over to the Podbean page and click that little donate button. And anything you can give us just to help us out would be cool. because most of it, like 90% of what we spend on the podcast comes out of our own pockets.
Yeah.
You know, we're still going to do it for free.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to charge anybody for it. If you don't feel like you want to give anything, that's fine. But, you know, we'd like...
In fact, you have a spare $1 or $2.
$1 or £1 or whatever, anything just to help us out would be cool. And that's it. I'm not begging for it, but it would be cool. So cheers, guys. Cool. Right. So I think that's everything, is it? And our mammoth intros. Our intros get to 20 minutes. So on with the news.
And now your news from around the Universal Orlando Resort with your UUOP news team.
Parkscope reports discovering a new permit from Universal Orlando this week to install a stage in Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Okay.
If you notice, it only says install and not build or construct. I'm guessing this is most likely a temporary stage that's going to be there for a limited amount of time. So, what do we reckon? A unique new holiday entertainment addition to the Wizarding World, or something related to the eventual announcement of the expansion in the Hogwarts Express? We're going to find out soon enough, but a bit of speculation there.
They need a stage area there because they have a lot of shows and productions they do at ground level, and once there's like a ring of 3 people, you know, 3 people deep watching it, if you're behind them, you're out of luck. So
kids are going to struggle to see stuff as well, aren't they? So
certainly.
So potentially it might just be for them, nothing extra, just a case for like
just to make them a bit more visual.
Yeah, the Frog Choir and the Bobaton thing and the Durmstrang guys. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it could be. Never thought of that.
Oh, so it just sprang to mind.
See, they should have been singing Something Wicked This Way Comes during this month. That's what they should have had that in there.
They should have had that welcoming.
They might do, actually.
Guests in.
They do.
All right. There you go then.
I'm just thinking they need a big green screen or purple screen, as Tom's told us earlier.
Tom?
Is
Gregory.
it Gregory?
Yeah.
Sorry. It's always Thomas, that's why. Yeah. And they could have a big stage, and they could have a duel going on, but the effects going across the screen.
That would work.
Are you
Kind of
listening?
a Poseidon's Fury thing.
Yeah. You could have a proper wizard's duel battle. It's just popped in. Just give me a job. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Get on to Adrian. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, I got one here. Universal has patented new water park technology. There have been rumors for quite some time now that Universal Studios was looking to build an on-site water park at its Orlando resort, and today we might just have our first glimpse at some of the new technologies they're looking to incorporate with the rumored project.
We did, because we spoke about it with a permit being added for was it Wonder Sea Island, Wonder Sea Adventure, something like that? That got filed ages ago, didn't it? But even Jim said to us before that the water park thing's been bandied around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they all wild, don't they? I know they've been wanting to
incorporate that a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it does really well over at Busch Gardens as well, having Adventure Island basically right next to it. It's in the same like parking area pretty much. So
I assume it's a bit like Aquatica and SeaWorld, that then, is it?
Yeah. Exactly. It's a really close location, and then it's a full water park attached to it. So
cool.
Yeah. The new patents published this month show off 3 interesting concepts: an articulated water slide, a multi-directional wave pool, and beach visual effects. I might get a little sciencey here.
Okay.
Like the idea of a multi-directional wave pool.
Yeah,
right.
That sounds very interesting. Unless you're stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
Getting battered from all sides by waves.
Yeah. It says here the first patent was for an articulated water slide. It details a new concept that is flexible or articulated at one or more locations, such that features of the water slide can be maneuvered into different arrangements to provide a variety of flow paths.
Awesome. So you could ride a slide that's not going to be the same every time.
That's pretty cool. I might actually ride a slide.
Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, like the diagram here actually has like one path that can switch between 3 different slides, basically, so that somebody could conceivably hit a lever at the beginning or a button to activate which one they'd rather go down.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like the Hogwarts staircases.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for you're in control instead of them.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, all the concepts look really neat on that.
Yes, I will put the pictures what they're looking at on in the show notes.
Yeah. The next patent was pretty self-explanatory. It says here, it details a method for creating a wave pool with multi-directional waves. As the patent describes, this would allow for the creation of a circular wave pool with waves being generated from the center and expanding outwards in all directions. The patent also discusses the possibility of different wave types being generated in different sections of the pool, so guests could choose their preferred wave type and stay in that section, or swim around and experience them all. Wow. Special wave types like spiral waves could also be possible with this configuration.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, and that would be an excellent centerpiece for a new water park.
Is that not just a whirlpool?
Yeah, but it's going out instead of in.
Oh, so people will get flung out instead of being sucked in.
Whoa.
Yeah. The final new patent details different visual effects that could be created in a water park beach environment by using different sand materials or lighting effects from below the beach surface.
Ooh.
Examples included multicolored or rainbow beaches, an illuminated or backlit beach, or the creation of different shapes or patterns. Special iridescent or phosphorescent sands could also be used to create a visually interesting beach.
Wow.
These concepts would be an exciting way to spruce up the typical mundane water park beach environment and would allow for some pretty elaborate effects and themed beach areas.
Cool.
Yeah, and the concept actually has like multiple different colors going on in like one area, so they could conceivably like have a light show going on under the sand or with the sand.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah, all these concepts, this is way above and beyond any water park I've ever been to.
Uh-huh.
That would definitely make me visit, so.
And I've been privy to this. It was actually Eric that put me onto this. But I don't actually know where he got it from. I'll have to... parkrumours.com.
Sources. Inside sources.
Yes, it says parkrumours.com.
Right.
There you go.
Is where it's come from. Yeah, there's the pictures of it.
Side over there.
Yeah. I'll put all the pictures and stuff in the show notes, but I love the idea of the water slide that changes. That's cool.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Unless it changes while you're on it.
So, yeah. No, they get
halfway.
Yeah. So you end up sliding between two slides. You just flop on your ass on the concrete.
Yeah.
I've done Summit Plumbing. It's pretty much what that is.
Yeah.
Right. Before we get into the one that everyone else is going to join in with me, it was brought to our attention on Twitter not an hour ago that there is a countdown appeared on Universal's Facebook page that currently says, major announcement coming soon. I can't actually see the whole picture for some reason because it's all chopped off, but it says something the first to learn the scoop by checking back here on November the 1st at 7:30 p.m. and the countdown is 10 days, 2 hours, 52 minutes and 24 seconds as I said it there.
23.
22. 21. So, Darren, you might have to keep an eye out on that for us and get stuff posted on Twitter and stuff because I'll be in bed when that announcement's made, but everyone expecting it to be Transformers.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll surprise us.
Because if you go and look...
Is there a hint in there? Learn the scoop.
Ooh, yeah.
Places. Oh, wait. What?
Scoop. Learn the scoop. What's the vehicle in Spider-Man called? The Scoop. I know it's not, but it's the same vehicle, isn't it?
See, I knew I brought something to the table.
Oh, I thought you guys were talking about ice cream.
No, Darren.
Ooh, ice cream.
But yeah. So,
new ice cream kiosks all over the park. That's our announcement. Thank you.
Free ice cream. No, that'd be
yeah.
Hello, Lee here. Well, since we recorded this little bit about the countdown, it appears that someone made a little bit of a boo-boo at Universal headquarters when putting out the countdown, because it would seem a few people online, I don't actually know who the first person was to notice it, have noticed that in the coding for the actual Flash program that Universal used for the countdown program, the Flash program was entitled Transformer Countdown Clock.swf. So on top of our little scoop notice, this everyone pretty much believes that this is going to be Transformers, and that coding there completely confirms that. So, but we will wait until the 1st of November for the official announcement. But there you go, and let's get back onto the show. If it's anything major and it's not Transformers, Tracy and I, obviously, because Darren, well, that's a Thursday night, so we won't be able to get to Darren for a couple of days. We might put out a little 10-minute waffle. What I'll do is Darren can sort of put his... If it's not Transformers, if it is, then we'll just talk about it on the next show.
Yeah, but if it's not, we'll
put a little something out just to talk about and
out.
stuff and get Darren's opinions. You know, we've done stuff before where we all can't get together. It'd be cool. So, yes, right, so that's that. So, a countdown on their Facebook page, just in time to trump Disney's announcement about Fantasyland.
They're quite good at doing that.
Well, they like to do it a lot at the moment. So, yes, as we mentioned in our last one, our Men in Black UUO podcast leaderboard is coming on quite a lot. Now, as of tonight, which is Monday, the 22nd, the current placings are, in 7th place, Darren is who?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, even with a completely broken gun that didn't work at all, I still managed to get 176,750 points, which is pretty impressive considering.
Were you just throwing the gun at things?
Yes, exactly. I actually exited the ride vehicle and was punching aliens.
Sounds like a plan.
We need the top of the pops music, don't we? In 6th place
should be me with 555,000.
But it's not.
But Lee never took the photograph.
Oh.
So it's not, but I won't let him forget it. It's Chris Darren with 504,725.
In 5th place,
we have Andy DeGenova with 608,425 points.
In 4th place,
it's our very own Lee Malaby with 609,775.
A week and a half ago, I was top. In 3rd place,
Mackenzie Ramey with 639,825 points.
And she's devastated because she got an 885,000 or something, and she said she never managed to get a picture of it. In 2nd place
is our good friend, Thomas Wagner, with 648,450.
Congratulations. And in 1st place,
Gregory Ryan with 883,625 points.
Wow. Now, apparently, as Hunter posted on our Facebook page, he apparently scored 999,998.
Where's the photo?
I'm still waiting for the picture.
Where's this photograph?
Now, we've realised that, obviously, a lot of people do score 999,999, and what we're going to do is send them in as well, and we'll have like a rogues gallery of max outs. So feel free to send them in as well, and we'll have a separate little bit on our web, on the post. But that's cool. We had quite a bit of interaction with it, actually. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm not happy that I'm not top anymore, but there you go.
Well, in what?
I'm happy with my
10 months' time.
10 months' time. Yes, well, we're talking about having a podcast meet, and it's already being discussed that potentially we're going to have a podcast ride on Men in Black. However many people turn up at our meet, we'll all pile on and see. Maybe have a prize for the winner on that ride. That'd be cool.
Definitely.
Right. Now, to finish off... Well, have you got anything else? No? Anybody? No?
No, I'm just glad I wasn't in 8th place.
Well, to finish off, we've got a little competition now. This was kind of Eric's idea. It's just for fun. There's no prizes. But Eric wanted to. He's been out into the parks and he's recorded some secret little audio clips for us. So we'll be doing these over the next few months.
When he says secret little audio clips, was he creeping around?
No, I don't know him.
I imagine that.
Yeah, with a little beige Mac and a little trilby pulled down over his hands. And
it goes
on his little tippy toes.
Anyway, so he's recorded some clips for us, and we want you to guess where they are. Specifically, because they're quite... You can't just go, it's in Islands of Adventure, or it's in Toon Lagoon.
It's in Universal Resort.
Yeah, a bit more specific. Now, as I said, it's just for fun, but if you want to email us in or tweet us or whatever, feel free. Email us podcast@uuopodcast.com or at UUOpodcast on Twitter. See how many people can get it. So we're going to play the 2 clips we've got today from the same location. We'll play one now, and then one a bit later on, so keep your ears out. And that one I'm actually going to play now.
Patch in the superhero exchange number 82901. This is Iron Man, code 62819, for anyone at Avengers headquarters. The energy that fuels my armor is almost depleted. If Magneto's assault continues, I will have no way to replenish my power supply, and I fear no way to stop his terrible threat to the city. Well, here's the message. You must think of all humanity.
So there you go, there's your first one.
Mm-hmm.
We will have another one later, so keep your ears out. But thanks for that, Eric. What?
I know that one. I know that one.
Okay. Cool. As I said, it's just...
Tweet it then.
It's just... no, because everyone else will see it. DM us. Anyway, just for fun, no, we just thought it'd be cool to see if we can get some interaction off people, and people go, oh yeah, I know where that is.
Oh, everybody likes a bit of a...
It's cool.
Little quiz like that.
We've got about 3 or 4 he's given us so far, and he's going to collect us some more. But it's a really good idea. I like it. Cool. Brilliant. Right, that'll do it for the news. So we shall now move on to Darren's review of Howl-O-Scream and Halloween Horror Nights. So Darren, it was the weekend of the 13th you went to Howl-O-Scream, obviously first off.
Yeah, I actually went on the 12th
Friday night.
Yep. And I did the Fright Feast deal that they do there, which I'm going to get into that a little bit because it's really the best way to experience it. You get there at 6 o'clock, you have dinner from 6 to 7, and it's a dinner buffet, and it was actually pretty good, better than your standard theme park fare. And during that, there's a showing of their yearly show, like Bill and Ted over at Universal. They have the show Fiends.
Right.
Which is also incredibly dated and based on a 90s show called Friends.
All right.
So, yeah, it doesn't really feature much of that at all anymore. It's kind of morphed into another thing altogether. We got there late. It was okay because that show was kind of cheesy anyways. But the good deal about the Fright Feast package is the gates normally open at 7:30. You get in at 7 o'clock as soon as the show's over, and you get to start going through houses, and you get an express pass until 8:30. In that time, we were actually able to go through all 6 of the houses, getting to the last one right at 8:30. And then we spent the rest of the night going on the roller coasters and everything at night, which was also very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I got to say, all in all, it was excellent. I had a great time. The scare actors were extremely involved. They also had a concept of, like, nowhere safe in the park. And I think they definitely...
Hang on, let me jump in a second, Darren.
Okay.
You're reviewing Howl-O-Scream now. Let's compare this to your first trip to Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay.
Because then it'll leave people waiting to go, we went back, Anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, I mean, do you want... Yeah, it blew it out of the water.
Well, you said that to me. You said it was way better.
It was. I don't know. It was our particular experience, and like I said, there was only enough. Not a lot of people buy this the dinner pass that I did. So there was about the size of one cafeteria full of people throughout all of Busch Gardens, which is a pretty big park. So when we were walking up to houses, there was literally no line at all, and we were walking through them as if they were the Alone house.
Right.
Yeah, we had no waiting in line, and when there were a couple people ahead of us, they actually let us hang back for a while until those people walked through for a little bit, and then let us go through.
Cool.
So yeah, we were getting the actual cues at the right time going through there, which is kind of hard at Universal with the amount of crowds that they have.
Yeah. So
that definitely probably contributed to it. The 2 new houses they had at Busch Gardens this year were Blood Asylum, which I said was like kind of a amalgamation between a bunch of houses that they've had there in the past. They've had like the Insane Asylum jail kind of house before. But this one was just like, just totally maxed out. And they did a great job with that one. And they tried their hand at a 3D house this year, Circus of Superstition 3D. And that one also came out really well. The 3D effects they used were chroma depth, the same 3D technology that they used over at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
And that all depends on how you paint it, and they did an excellent painting job, and they were able to create a lot of really cool effects.
Because I was listening to something today, and it's like, depending on what colour you paint them, it looks obviously closer or further away, doesn't it?
Yeah, I believe it's the reds are up closer and the blues are farther away, as far as the spectrum goes. So.
Oh, because it was Coaster Radio I was listening to, and apparently they went to one, and they painted stairs. You went through a door, and there was a set of stairs, but obviously they painted them the colours so it looked like a set of stairs, but when you went to walk down them, it wasn't stairs, it was just flat floor. So people obviously had these glasses on and were expecting to sort of step down onto the next step, and they, oh, hang on.
Yeah, that is a really cool effect, and they did a lot of things like that. Each room was based on superstition, like walking under ladders, broken. They had like a funhouse area, like a funhouse house of mirrors, except for they were all broken, which was a really cool, neat concept. The other houses that they had this year were kind of houses that they had pulled from the past and then made some tweaks on. Vampire Condemned, that was the old Vampire Casino house. And they redid it like, everybody got over the vampire fad with Twilight and all that. Mm-hmm. So people stopped going to the casino. So it's all shut down and worn out, but the vampires are still there. And the concept with that one is they gave every sixth person a flashlight. And that was the only source of light in the house.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool,
love to do something like that.
Yeah, it was a really cool concept. Unfortunately, the person that got the flashlight in our crowd was extremely scared and kept it trained at the ground the entire time.
Right.
Which was kind of a bummer. So we kind of hung back and went off the person that had the flashlight behind us.
Mm.
But they did do a really good job with that one as well. That had a lot of audio creep outs in there since it was so dark. It was really effective.
That's a little bit like we spoke about it before when we talked about this year's Halloween Horror Nights with Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
The very first video game was a lot like that. You had a flashlight and it was dark, and you could hear things going on, but you obviously only had that limited beam of light that you could see in, really.
Yeah, exactly. Another house they had, they returned with Nevermore again. They actually, I think, pulled a few things from the Halloween Horror Nights house, mixed them with the stuff that they had in their house, and came out with pretty much the ultimate Poe house. They did a great job. They had tweaked it a lot, and the scares were pretty effective in there as well. So they did a really good job with that house as well. Nightshade Toy Factory was there again. They didn't change it at all. That's been the same house for the past 3 or 4 years. It's about time to retire that one. And then the best house of the night, in my opinion, was Zombie Mortuary. This one I didn't get to go to last year because the line was extremely long and I hadn't bought an express pass. But the theming on that is like you walk through a whole mortuary with the funeral home and everything like that, and then you've got like the funeral service being held with all the zombies all sitting there in the chairs, and they did the gag where just a couple of them are real.
Right.
But they did it very well. The costuming on that one made everybody look exactly the same, so it was very hard to tell who was real and who was not. And then they also had a graveyard scene and the I'm having a mental deficiency here. The crematorium,
right?
They were all very highly effective, great scene work, and also great scare actors in those as well. All in all, like I said, we had a great time there. We did not get to go to the Alone House, but it really wasn't necessary since all the houses were Alone Houses for us. So not a need to spend any additional money on that. All in all, had a great time at the at Howl-O-Scream this year.
So you said that it blew your original trip to Halloween Horror Nights out of the water. In what way? What was better about it than?
I think the number one deciding factor in that is the scare actors. I don't know exactly what the case is over at Halloween Horror Nights, but at Howl-O-Scream, a couple of my friends have been scare actors there, and they allow the scare actors to have a lot of freedom in what they like, how they form their character, which I think gives them like a real attachment to each one of the characters that they portray. So you'll have people that work at Howl-O-Scream that have been honing their character for the past 5 years.
Right.
And they've come up with multiple characters, and they'll do different ones to keep it fresh every night and that. And I'd say that is probably the number one deciding factor, is how into it the scare actors get there. And like I said, they're really emotionally involved in it, so it makes the end product that much better.
No, I mean, we'll get into it in a minute, but do you think it's a weird comparison as well, because you obviously went to Halloween Horror Nights was opening night, and people are still finding the feet. You don't know how many people that was their first Halloween Horror Nights as a scare actor. Do you think first night could have had... I mean, obviously we'll get into it because you went again last night, so we'll have a better opinion in a minute, but do you think that could...
It could definitely.
But he's dying to say,
I think it's better to have more... Well, I think it's good that, I mean, there's got to be something that Howl-O-Scream's doing to get these people to keep coming back.
Yeah,
and to want to hone their characters like that. So, yeah.
Right, we'll go into a little bit more once we've talked. So talk us through Halloween Horror Nights again.
Okay, went back to Halloween Horror Nights. Met up with our good buddy Andy. And got to walk
for people who don't know.
Yeah, that guy you hear at the beginning and the end, and sometimes in the middle. But went again yesterday. Got there early in the afternoon. Stopped at Hard Rock, had a burger. It was awesome. Mushroom Swiss. Oh yeah. And then got in line to go in. It looked like there was a huge line of people in front of me.
Well, I saw the pictures, Darren, that you sent over to us today that we're going to actually put on the website, and just going through City Walk, it looked heaving.
Yeah, but if you'll notice in those pictures, a lot of people are walking out.
I did notice that, yes.
Yeah, it must have been. This time must be like really busy for the parks, it's just like the end of the summer season. Even though it's already into fall here, you're getting the last few stragglers of that time of year, and we're going into like the November dead zone basically before the holidays. Yeah. But there were a lot of people there. It was extremely packed all over everywhere I went. And even though there was a large amount of people in line in front of me, they have really improved on their security procedures, and they were getting people moved through really quick. So I was actually I got through the first security line. They had like a security line at the main entrance right over the bridge, and then they had another like the actual ticket line once you got inside. The security line took me about 10 minutes to get through, and then I waited about 15 minutes till they actually opened the gates, and then I was actually in there 15 minutes later. So they had definitely improved with getting people into the park in a timely manner. And also when we were in line there, they announced that they would be keeping the park open till 2 a.m., which it was supposed to be only 1.
I'd have stayed till 2. It's only because Tracy...
Oh, he says it every bloody time.
It's true, though. I'd have stayed there till 2 o'clock if it wasn't for the fact that your feet were killing you.
Yeah.
If we'd gone in a circular fashion rather than dotting all over the place.
Don't blame me. Sorry, Darren. Carry on.
Yeah, well, I had to drive home 2 hours as well that night. I didn't tell, so... And I had pretty much been through everything I wanted to by about 12:30, so that's when I started to make my way out of there and kind of beat the crowd out in the parking lot as well. So
let's get in. What houses did you miss last time? Alice Cooper. Was Alice Cooper the only one you didn't get to last time?
Correct, and I did get to it this time.
Your verdict would be?
I actually really liked it. I've seen some reviews this year that say that it's like the worst house this year or whatever, but you know what? It was a really good traditional haunted house.
Do you think it helps if you know a lot about that album?
I don't know, because I don't know a lot about that album, and I still thoroughly enjoyed myself. It has a lot to do with I think the albums must have a lot to do with like your 1950s Atomic Family kind of situations, because it was like those kind of situations with twisted on their end, like you have like the mom in the kitchen cooking dinner, but they had she had like a grotesquely disfigured face and she was twirling all around the place, and it was really cool. But the set was actually just like your traditional 1950s like dinner table with the kitchen on the other end there.
Yeah.
So she was like twirling around preparing dinner and everything like that. And I think the actors were a lot more involved in that one, which of course I enjoy.
Cool.
I went through like to see that. The stripper, helped too. So
as always,
there was a stripper.
What could I say?
Is it the House of Horrors house that has the lightning effect?
Yes. And
is that working this time?
It had the same problem it did last time.
Really?
Yeah. Even Andy mentioned it when we were going through that there was too much light pollution going on from the top. Like the soundstage, just in general, must have had lights on outside the house. I also noticed when we were going through this, like I hadn't really put it together before, but I think a couple of the houses were in the same sound stages.
Right.
Yeah. So the lighting effects from one were bleeding over to the other, maybe, because none of them had. So you could look up in most of the houses, in most of the areas in all the houses, you could look up and see, just the top of the sound stage. So I think that might have had an effect on it as well. So it was okay. So it was still okay. It was solid.
Was there any of the houses that you went through first time that you then threw again this time that you think were better or worse second time round? Obviously, you said you didn't do The Walking Dead because it was heaving.
Yeah, it was
because the zombies, lots of them.
Yeah, and if you look down the street, like they actually had blocked off an entire street next to the graveyard review for the line, and it was literally the entire street full of people. The sign said 120 minutes. I think the signs only go up to 120 minutes.
No, I'm sure I saw on Facebook the other day. Someone posted some of the wait times up to 150.
Okay, well, I'd say this was at midnight when I came upon that. That was like right when I was getting ready to head out. I was going to go through that one, and then I saw the express line was backed up past where you have them check your pass.
Right.
Actually, like the very front entrance, the express line was backed up from there and like going out onto the street. So I'd say the express line wait was probably at least an hour, if not more, and the regular line was probably up to 3 hours. I don't know if all the people in line actually got to go through the house.
Right.
It was that crazy, like just looking down the street. I tried to take a picture of it, but it just came out completely dark because they didn't have that area lit up at all.
Yeah.
So, but I will say that they did do better in that respect because there was a lot of lit up areas last time I went, and it might have been because of the rain, safety issues and that kind of thing. But it was a lot darker all around the park, which helped out a lot. And the street scare actors seem to be a lot more involved than they were the opening night that I went.
Well, they will be again, but that'll have been down to the rain. Yeah,
they're getting used to it. Personally, I understand it that people want to get their pictures taken, for Facebook and all that with the ghouls and everything. But that is kind of a bummer because they can't spend any other time scaring people because they're just posing for pictures.
Yeah, but it's that weird, it's that awkward thing, isn't it? You can't really turn somebody down.
Yeah. Well, that was another interesting difference between Howl-O-Scream is they had some that were set out specifically to take pictures there.
Right.
But then the rest of them, if you asked them to take a picture or something, they would just ignore you.
Right.
Not in a mean way, but they would just
in character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were very much in character, which was a good twist. And it looked like Universal was trying to do that near the grave areas. They'd have one of their stilted characters there, or one or two stilted characters that were taking pictures with fans. And I actually got a few shots of that will be up on the page eventually.
See, I actually think a way they could cope with that is to put on the ticket or whatever that characters will, scare actors will be available for photographs during daylight hours.
Right.
And then once the sun goes down, it's dark, then it's full on.
Yeah, that'd be
because 95% of these cell phone pictures are not going to come out anyways. No. I can personally attest to that.
Yeah. So then at least people, you've got an hour to two, an hour and a half, something like that, to take pictures with them. Then once the sun goes down and the atmosphere really cranks up, then it's no.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then you're pleasing everybody at that point.
Yeah, that would be great, definitely.
I shall email them and tell them.
Yeah, I would.
I might do.
Yeah, and I don't know. I overall, like, and also speaking to Andy again, I did meet up with Andy. We went through quite a few houses together.
What does he know? He's used to bloody Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
Yeah, but he said the same thing I did about it, and it's that, like, everything was really good. Like, the effects, the set design, everything, the costuming, everything was all really good and really solid this year. It just wasn't scary.
Right.
Like it wasn't scary. It was cool, but it wasn't scary. And I mean that it is what people are expecting. And when you put nowhere safe on the sign, you expect to be pretty scared.
Yeah.
The traditionals, like they come off as laughable. They were one of the scare crews that were out, wandering the park. The one really cool thing I did see was they had the zombie brigade come out in a section when I was just standing around. Actually, as I was exiting the park, I had just stopped for a little bit, and I was just standing around, and this huge, massive horde of zombies comes up with one of the show directors in front of them with a clipboard and like a headset speaker kind of thing.
Right.
And she's and she was talking about, like, to two scientists about, like, their current status and everything like that. And then she just, over the loudspeaker, she just goes, "All right, boys, fresh meat, go." And just let all the zombies go at once. And they just, like, ran through the crowd going nuts.
So how would the female prison...
They were really good. And actually one of them, I guess, had worked with Andy somewhere else in Orlando.
Okay.
So she called him out by name and came running at him. It was pretty good. And because she mentioned him, all the other girls were screaming at him as well.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that was pretty neat. And they were doing a really good job. I did notice that they wherever they went, there were police officers and security that were walking around with them.
Right.
And that goes along with the other thing that I've heard, that they've been accosted a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like, they had some security there to help out with that. And also the still walkers, most of the still walkers had security near them as well.
Right.
Just keeping an eye out and making sure, they didn't get trampled or something like that, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the two shows?
Yes, I did.
Both of them?
Yes.
Right. Now, Eric was less than complimentary on the 20 Penny Circus first time round, wasn't he? What did you think of it? And obviously you've seen them before as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought they were solid. They did a lot of the, their tried and true things from their show. The crowd didn't really seem like the kind of crowd that they were normally playing to. When I saw them, it was like kind of more of an alternative, younger crowd that were I don't know, we're into like sick, twisted stuff, so
okay,
get a lot of it. But the people, most of the people that were there, just it didn't seem like the crowd got into it as much as they could have, which I think was unfortunate, because I think they did a great job with the show. Personally, it just didn't click with the Orlando theme park crowd that was there.
Right.
Yeah, it is kind of I don't want to say it's an intelligent show, because it's not at all, but it is a little bit, in a sense. Like, you're not, if you're just like, oh, let's go see some stupid entertainment, that's not really what it is. So
they have the place, really.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it didn't seem like this was the place for him this year.
Which is a shame, because from what you've told us, Darren, when we even said it when we originally talked about it, it seemed a perfect fit.
Yeah, it did. I don't know. The crowd has definitely changed. I don't know if it seems like maybe the crowd's more jaded, or just because there's so many people there.
Perhaps.
All the lines everybody's waiting in and everything. People were just like frustrated and like entertain us.
Right, we'll get there in a minute. I'm going to ask you a question that I think potentially is on a few people's lips, but we'll get there first. Let's go to the other show, which has been rather controversial over the last few weeks. Well,
Yeah.
I don't really want to get into that because, to be honest, I don't really understand it either. But I do believe they've changed it slightly from what it was originally.
And actually, you know what? They changed it back.
Have they?
Oh.
Yeah, because when I went and saw it, it was exactly what I had heard described in the news article.
Right.
But there was a bit of reworking with the lyrics. There are a couple more like hits on Obama.
Right.
Before, people were saying that it was just like a bunch of hits on Romney and not many hits on Obama.
And trying to make it out like it was some big political statement to back Obama, wasn't it? It's just like,
yeah,
come on,
and I think
satire.
Yeah, and I think what they changed really was, and the whole point of it was a rap battle, and they were making a little bit of a racial joke, I guess, that traditionally, Obama would be a better rapper. So
yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that was basically what they were going off with the whole thing, and I can totally understand that. But people got angry with it, so they did rework it a little bit. But it still survives as much as it should have. And overall, the show is cheesy.
Well, it's meant to be, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So compared to previous years, do you think it was any better or any worse, or?
I think I'm more disconnected with like current culture, I guess, as I get older.
Okay.
I found my niche in the 90s and 80s and 90s and kind of just stuck there.
Right.
Sometimes 50s and 70s, so.
I can't remember much about it when we saw it. The Olsen twins were in there. I remember that much.
No, I
Dr.
remember.
Evil.
They're bringing around the vodka shots in syringes.
No, that was Beetlejuice.
That was Beetlejuice. Well, see, I don't remember anything then.
We saw Bill and Ted in the stage between Marvel and Toon Lagoon.
Is that the...
Matt Hoffman
Matt
was
Hoffman,
there's nothing there anymore. It was alright. Anyway, sorry, Darren.
Oh, no
We're
problem.
reviewing 22, not 14. Although we will have to do a review of 14 at some point.
But yeah, even if the show's like really cheesy and everything, you don't really enjoy that, you will enjoy the scantily clad women that are on stage, and also men, for the ladies.
I was just going to say.
They had a Magic Mike section.
Oh, just be well happy then.
Yeah, which was really hilarious. I don't want to give away. I'll tell you guys about it later.
So was the film, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think. Apparently there was a storyline. Moving on.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, it's what it was supposed to be, and the crowd did love it. There was a lot of cheering, a lot of laughing and singing along and everything like that, and it was everything that it was supposed to be. So,
where was it again, Darren?
It was a solid outing.
Was that in Beetlejuice?
That was at the Fear Factor stage.
There's 20 Penny Circus that were on the Beetlejuice stage, then, was it?
Correct. Yeah.
So, comparing your second visit to your first one, do you think that it improved quite a lot, or?
Yeah, I'd say the second trip was a lot better than the first, as far as express pass line management went and everything.
You're welcome, by the way.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, and I do. I certainly appreciate it, and it helped out a lot because the other lines were insane.
Yeah, like I said, I know I've been keeping an eye on it on Facebook and Twitter, and people have been posting like 2 to 2.5 hour waits all most of the weekend.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have sat through any of the lines if I had. I would have just gone there, hung out for 2 or 3 hours probably and left.
That's unreal. If you think every line's 2 hours, and it's I
can't do it anymore. I cannot stand in a 2-hour line.
You couldn't do it though. You'd be lucky if you got through 4 houses.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what a lot of people have to do, and that's what the people that didn't buy the express pass had to deal with. But on the adverse side, the more people I tell to buy the express pass, the longer my line gets. So,
yeah. I mean, we've said if we ever come back, obviously because we'll be spending it. For you, it's a case of travelling back and forwards or whatever, whereas we'll be in the area. I would be tempted to get the Stay and Scream and go 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. But even then, I mean, do you really want to go 3 nights and stay and stand in 2-hour lines for 3 nights in a row?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I would. Yeah, but you get to do it nearly every year, Darren. It's a big one-off event for us. So it's slightly different.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm just saying,
it would kill me. I don't...
Yeah, just standing in those lines for that long, it just makes the night not as enjoyable, in my opinion.
I'm surprised they haven't sort of worked on it yet and took a leaf out of Disney's book a little bit and started trying to work something into the lines. You can put something in there to entertain people. I know they like temporary things, but I don't know. Just have...
They do. Alcohol.
I don't drink for one, so... You know what I mean? Just scare actors just farting around. I mean, there was a little bit, I think...
Yeah, they did do a little bit of it this on my return visit, actually.
Right.
They had some scare actors going through because in the one backstage area behind Rip Ride Rocket, the queue lines, I would love to see an overhead shot of this because it must have been an engineering masterpiece to get this all worked out finally. But the queue lines, all three of them, for three different houses, all intersect.
Right.
So, like, they're all going through the same big central area at one point, and they somehow managed to make that manageable. I don't know how they did it, but like I said, like, it must have been crazy to look at from, like, the whole perspective of it. But like in the center section there, like they had some scare actors walking along, and then they had a couple of zombies that were just in line with everybody else, which I thought was a pretty neat little take there. They would just jump in line, and like you hear somebody complain about somebody cutting, and then the person turns around and they're a zombie.
Haha! I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a little bit of that. That was pretty neat. But fortunately, we didn't get to see a whole lot of the line situation this time because we were pretty much rushing right through to the front.
Well, that's what I was going to say. What was the longest line that you stood in?
Actually, to be honest, like 15 minutes max, maybe.
That's weird when you consider it was way, way busier than that first night you went, yet you were still even in the express pass, I think an hour, I think you said at one point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know that they just improved the management of it all.
I think first night, even though our experience of first, we had nothing to compare it to, but we went opening night. I think opening night's a bad night to go, really, with it, unless you're part of the media preview. Which, fingers crossed, hopefully, Darren, you might be next year, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But I think it's become a victim of its own success.
Yeah.
Because
I would definitely say that.
Yeah. Do you think it is inevitable then, at some point soon, that it's going to get shifted? Well, on the back of what we've talked about with the Hogwarts Express, potentially it will anyway, but if the park doesn't become one big park, do you think potentially in the next year or two they will do it over both parks again?
They could have done with it this year with the amount of crowds that they had. Right. Yeah, and selling out and that kind of thing. Like they have, I think it's a big enough deal for them that they could like double the number of houses that they do.
Right.
And just spread it out that much amongst two parks, and make it an event that you have to go back to.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did it in 2004. It's the only year they've done it over both parks, and I'll be honest, an hour, if I remember rightly, was probably the longest we waited.
That rings a bell.
Yeah, they have to find a way to spread that crowd out.
And it never felt busy.
No, it didn't.
It never felt over, like, whoa. Do you know what I mean? It was comfortable. Yeah. There was enough people there that there was a good atmosphere.
It was.
But not enough that you felt like, jeez, I can't cope with this.
Yeah.
The thing is, studios is quite crammed in anyway, isn't it, really? Until you get,
especially
like...
now.
Yeah, with all the constructs. I suppose over by... When you had Amity open, there was a bit more room over there, but now you've only got that little walkway over by the lagoon, I suppose. But yeah, it is. It's not a. It doesn't really have the wide open space for it. But then they've been doing it there for long enough.
Right. Very true. But yeah, I mean, I think it's about time that they relook at it and look at everything that they have and see what they can do to expand it. Because opening the rides was a good thing this year, but at the same time, it didn't really take people away from the houses. People are there to see the houses,
Yeah.
They're not there to see the rides. And it would be different if they had a lot of outside rides like Busch Gardens does, because it's cool to see those rides at night because they're different. All the rides at Halloween Horror Nights that were open are the same regardless of when you go, except for Rip Ride Rocket.
And that is pretty impressive at night, mind.
Yeah, the only bad thing is they didn't have Express open for that one.
Doesn't have Express Pass though, does it?
Right.
At all.
Yeah, but I mean, concessions could be made because it was just a little hand scanner thing they were using.
Did you actually ride anything last night then?
No, I did not.
Nothing at all.
Because I had a bunch of all my equipment with me. And I didn't want to. jamming a lot, all that.
So what do you think that Universal could take a leaf out of Howl-O-Scream's book then? If you think Howl-O-Scream was way better than Halloween Horror Nights, what do you...
Whatever they're doing with their scare actors.
Right.
Their training program, or like the creativity that they allow them to have, like to get them more emotionally invested in the characters that they're playing.
Cool. Right.
Yeah, I think that would be a major step in it, and also to be more scary.
Okay.
Remember that it's about the scares.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said
that could have been forgotten.
I think you said that last year a little bit. It's more about the set design and stuff now.
Yeah.
The actual scare part sort of took a sidestep a little bit.
Yeah, and I miss all the gore. Need more gore. Need saws and seam.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, brilliant. Thanks very much, Darren. I know we mentioned at the beginning of the show that we would potentially have a little bonus at the end of it. And what it was, Darren recorded audio from every house that he went to last night, obviously missing out The Walking Dead. We were going to give Darren the option to choose 2 or 3 of his favourite houses, depending on whether The Walking Dead was one of them, and we will play full walkthroughs at the end of the show. Now, if I can be bothered, the audio from the rest of them will be behind what you've just been listening to. If not, I couldn't be bothered, or I couldn't work it out, or whatever. So, Darren, 3 favourite houses. Or 2.
Silent Hill.
Cool.
Silent Hill's going to be one of them for sure.
Definitely.
As far as the audio came out, I definitely want to play the Dead End house.
Okay.
Though I want to put a little note on that I accidentally talked during it in one part. And you'll hear me say it just doesn't have the same effect, and I'm talking about the tunnel.
Right.
The rotating tunnel.
All right.
We were currently going through there, and they have a cool effect where a normal hallway turns into the tunnel.
Right.
In that house, but the problem is that the walls that are there block out too much of the tunnel, and you don't get that same rotating effect, and that's what I was talking about during that. Right. So when you hear that, that's what that is. Cool. And the last one will be Penn and Teller.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that came out really good. So
awesome. Right, so at the end of the show we will have Silent Hill walkthrough, the Dead End walkthrough, and Penn and Teller. Brilliant.
Sounds brilliant.
Now, before we move on to our next segment, it's our second little audio clip from Where in the Parks.
Ew.
So, here we go.
HHN Superhero Exchange number 1048.
Matt?
Electra? Is that you? But how? You were...
I've returned. I had to return. Oh, Matt.
Oh, you better call me Daredevil. I don't really know how secure these lines are.
I must see you.
Of course.
I have information about the men who killed me.
Well, can you meet at my law firm? In 20 minutes?
I'll be there.
They're awesome. So yes, the clip you heard before and that one are both from the same place. And if you can tell me where they are, you get... I think Thomas mentioned, didn't he? He said, well, what about 100 Universal points, since though it's Eric's thing?
Yeah.
Cool.
We're going to end up with another... what do you call it?
The scoreboard. They've got Universal points. So cool. Yes, thank you very much for that, Darren. And say if anyone knows where those clips are from, email us in, or tweet us, or Facebook, or whatever. So it's now on to our interview with Adrian LePeltier. And as we said at the beginning, for anyone who doesn't know who he is,
you're missing out.
Yes, he worked at Universal for quite a long time, from 1992 to 2005, which we'll get into. Now, as I said, a bit of a warning. There's a few swears, but we didn't want to clip them out because we thought it would stifle a little bit of what Adrian is.
Yeah.
But also, when we first got talking to Adrian, I asked him a question about where he was from originally, not expecting it to go into the interview. It was just for him to go, oh yeah, I was born in so-and-so, so-and-so, and it didn't. It kind of went off. And I had to quickly hit record to catch it, so I missed the very beginning of it. So as I said, I asked him, where are you from originally? And he said he's wrote as this just so you can catch up to speed with it. He said he was born and raised in Calcutta, India, and educated in St. Joseph's College, North Point, Darjeeling, and St. Joseph's European High School, Bangalore. From my earliest remembrances as a boarder from the age of 6.5, I was involved with drama from my earliest days in school. So after graduating with a senior Cambridge certificate from St Joseph's European High School in Bangalore, I more or less went directly to the University of Missouri to pursue a major in journalism. As a child, I loved to read and often wrote essays with words that sounded poetic and bombastic. While at Missouri, I naturally got involved with the drama group, and my first year won the coveted Best Actor award from someone who was in his final year and had won the award just about each year. Guess who wasn't too popular with some people after that? And so, we'll pick up the interview from there.
Got involved with the drama group at college at the University of Missouri. I was there for 2 semesters and applied at the Pasadena Playhouse for a summer course. Went over there, did the summer course. The teacher over there told my father, wrote a letter to my father, said he shouldn't be doing journalism, he needs to stay in the theatre, he needs to be in entertainment. So I called my father up and asked him, Dad, is it okay if I change my major? He said, absolutely, son, we'll back you.
Wonderful.
So I was lucky, I changed my major and I graduated cum laude. I got an honour, I got the award for scholarship, citizenship and dramatic ability. There was a guy called Jed Harris who was going to do Hedda Gabler with Betty Davis, and it was a big thing. Would I be interested? Yes, I'd love it, blah, blah, blah. It never happened, whatever it was. But they wouldn't let me stay on in this country. They wouldn't give me a work permit. They wouldn't give me a visa to stay on and work, a work visa. So I said, why? I have a French passport. They said, you come under the Indian quota. You were born in India. So I said, that doesn't make sense. You were born in India, you come under the Indian quota. So I said, if I was born in a stable, does it make me a horse? So, don't get smart with us. We'll get you to leave right now. I said, I apologize, I'm so sorry, but I'm frustrated. She said, I understand, but that's how our government operates. So then I went to London, where I could work and where I could live because I'd been born in a British possession. I was an English citizen. I worked there. My mother was an English subject. My mother was a citizen. So I worked there. I worked in repertory theatre, toured for Wimbledon. I worked at Colchester Rep. I also, God, where the hell did I work? I think those were the 2 reps that I did. Then I did, kind of got frustrated and just took a regular job because what had happened, we had an actors' strike in London at the time. So all for television, and all the television actors were rushing off to the rep saying, we want to work. And the rep said, fine, we'll use your name, but we can't pay you more than what we're paying our rep actors. And so we were out of jobs. So I just took a commercial job, and then I went for a dancing audition and never looked back. Literally made my living as a dancer.
Wow.
Because it's funny, I wasn't expecting an English accent, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
An American accent that was coming on high.
I think you've got a lovely accent.
I wasn't expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. I think obviously from your surname, LePeltier, I was expecting some sort of...
Oh, something like this I can tell. It's just me. This is what I am. You can still hear the touch of the Indian, which sounds almost Welsh. I can't quite get rid of that, but that's okay. I love it, you know.
That's you.
Yeah, exactly. That's my uniqueness, if I may say.
Good.
That's kind of my background.
Right.
So I worked as a dancer, did this stuff. I worked with, they were way before your time. Maybe your parents have heard of them, Pans people.
Oh,
I've heard Pans
Yeah, it's
people.
my parents' time.
Yes. Well, I was one of the first men they ever hired. There were 6 girls, and then we got the Bobby Gentry series, and I and another guy called Eric Wilson were hired, and so I worked with them. We did 3 Bobby Gentry series. That was over a course of 3 years. We did some Top of the Pops with them, and then we did our own series in Brussels and also one in Amsterdam. And then they decided to go back to all girls, and then I went and auditioned at the Talk of the Town and worked at the Talk of the Town in Latin Quarter in London for many, many years, and then got offered a job in Hong Kong, went as a dancer to Hong Kong. And I had worked in Paris before for Miss Bluebell, and I was helping her with staging and choreographing the show, and she said to me, would you like to go to America? So I said, yes, I'd love to. I'd love to go back. I had my education there, so I loved it. She said, well, as you know, it's not Las Vegas. I said, it's America, right? I don't go to school. Where I go to school, they'll just take me back. And so she brought me to Reno, and I stayed in Reno from 1978, and I've now lived in this country since then. And from a dancer to a captain to assistant company manager, I was there from the opening of the show, 1978, so it closed 11 years later. Was transferred to Jubilee as assistant company manager for 2 years there, 2.5 years. The gentleman who was entertainment director at Bally's in Reno was appointed entertainment director here at Universal Orlando. And he said to me, we remained good friends. He said, we're looking for a show director. Why don't you apply? So I said, okay. And I applied, and they interviewed me. I went back to Vegas, and they offered me the job. And that's how I got here to Orlando from my background of dance as a show director. Again, thank God for the Pasadena of the Playhouse. So I had a very all-rounded look at entertainment and what it can do. And I've learned along the years with television experience. I did some film, some television, all that kind of stuff. So you learn. You have a pretty good grasp of things. Mm-hmm. So that's my career, if you wanted to know. That's how kind of my career in a nutshell, and I'm sorry to bore the problem. So that's what I did do. That's how I started. So then I come here to Universal, and I've been told I'm responsible for 13 shows. And I go, okay. How do I work this out when we have change of employees and we, add more shows for the summer months? What do we do? How do I do it? And I found that some of our stage managers weren't really au fait with what a stage manager needed to do. So there was training involved for both sides, for them and for me, and for the actors. And it all eventually progressed and developed. And 1991, Universal did their first Halloween. I believe they may have had one or probably two houses. I think it was one house and myriads of characters or scare actors roaming the streets.
Yeah, we actually interviewed Ron Schneider last year who had a lot of input into the first year. He did. There was a street show with a hockey masked thing, wasn't there, with a couple? And
oh, yes.
He did. There was a show in front of the Bates Motel with the Blues Brothers and...
Yeah. Ron did a lot of those shows. Ron was the writer at the time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then when we came in 92, somebody wrote a Bill and Ted, and we had increased now to 2. I don't think that Ron was there. I think Ron had left. To 2 houses and the roaming characters. Mm-hmm. And I was given Bill and Ted, said, you have to direct this. Okay, whatever. And so from that document, we created that Bill and Ted show. And Skip Sherman, who was very good at it, I thought, at the end, and said, Adrian, we need a finale to this. How about if we put in a quick musical kind of uplift, small pieces of different songs of very popular artists? I said, fine, anything to kind of send up and make us have fun and enjoy the show. And that's how the Bill and Ted musical ending, Bill and Ted, became what it did today. I did the first 2 shows, and then people like Michael Roddy, Jason Sorrell, and all the other people started taking over to direct it, and I backed away. I thought, I just don't want to do it. I loved the Bill and Ted, but I wanted other people to take it. I love horror film, but when you sit in the dark, even though you might have a jam-packed audience, and I'm talking about how people appreciated the cinema in the old days, people shut up and listened and looked. So virtually you were on your own, even though there were people surrounding you. The way the film and the light and the screen mesmerized and held your focus and held your attention, nobody else existed. Mm-hmm. So you were on your own. And whatever happened to those people on the screen is going to happen to you, because vicariously you were involved with them. So our first years of Halloween, the houses to me worked really well because there weren't such an amount of people coming through the gates. So the wait and lines weren't that horrific. We hadn't really built up to where we were. But every year, word of mouth became, you've got to go to Universal. It's fabulous. You've got to go. You've got to go. You've got to go. And it was, go to Universal. Go to Universal. There's no one like it. There's no one like it. Because you've had Disney doing Mickey's Not So Scary.
Yeah.
That was nothing else. I don't believe Busch had started then. And then we started taking the market, the adult market, and doing this. And adding bits and started adding acts over at the Animal Actors, and then we said, let's do various scare zones and not just have the whole park so people can have certain secure areas. Let's add more houses. We built more houses. We took away houses. I remember us doing where Michael Roddy did the Bates Motel thingy, and he was the actor there. He played Norman Bates.
Right.
The guest came in and he was there saying hello and welcoming you and telling you to get down, go to your room and stuff like that. And that's how it was. But it always bothered me that as we got more and more and more, we went in this large, long conga line, and things came to a halt because people were either scared ahead of us and couldn't move on and screamed and yelled, and the scare that we were in the conga line where we were held up had happened earlier and ahead of us. So we who were held up saw nothing. And a lot of us walked through the haunted house not getting maybe more than 2 or 3 scares. And we waited for so many hours to go in.
You kind of experienced that this year, though, didn't you, Darren?
Yeah. I mean...
Darren, that's the modus operandi from now on in. From the last... After 5 years of Halloween, that became the modus operandi. And I used to beg, and they were rightly so. How can we possibly pulse the houses? Look at the people that are waiting. And they're waiting now without a pulse.
Right, yeah.
Cannot do it.
Yeah, with an express pass this year, opening night, I was still waiting in most houses 35, 40 minutes in line with no pulsing. So, yeah, I don't see how they could possibly do it, but it is unfortunate.
More houses.
Mm-hmm.
More houses so you can split up your wait time, but then, of course, that costs money. Because I was the idiot that suggested that they do the cornfield one year, and they planted corn. And the corn then we had a shitty, horrible rainfall, and storm, and thunderstorm, and hurricane. I believe in goodbye bloody corn. And I thought all along, cornfield, they're going to use silk corn. This is a movie studio. Who the hell gives a damn? No, real corn.
Adrian, do you know what year that was?
I think it was 2004. I think I was still there because I left.
Oh my God, that was the first year we went to Orlando and the only Halloween Horror Nights that we've done.
That was over just at the back of Islands of Adventure.
Yeah, it was behind the Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
Exactly so.
I screamed a little bit in there.
I'm glad you did.
That's the only year that we've been to, and it was... Because obviously it was spread over both parks. We just thought it was absolutely stunning.
Blew us away.
Yeah, and then when we went to Islands of Adventure, it really wasn't quite so successful because I think the footprint for Islands didn't really help. And we actually created houses in places where you'd never believe a house could be made, but we did. And they did some really fun, great houses. But we got to a point where at the preview night, the house did not live up to expectations. Right. So literally the next morning, we rearranged scares. We put up new scenic elements, changed just and had a whole virtual new housing experience. That won the audience over. But it happened literally overnight or from early hours in the morning till the next night opening. Because we couldn't close down.
Because we actually went opening night that year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the characters were good. We tried not to change too much of their stuff because, it's difficult. And I would try and explain to these characters, this is a difficult thing. You've got people coming in less than every minute. But it's a new audience. So they know what to expect. So why are you performing? You're performing for an audience. And it's because of the unknown of them. They don't know that you're there. The surprise should be fresh and new, equally as much for you as it is for them. And a lot of them were very good like that. They did respect that. I think that the breaks could be longer and more frequent, but then again, it all depends on the budget,
This is very true.
We did make good money. I mean, Universal made good money out of Halloween and still does. But that's why they're in operation today. And I do Harry Potter. I'm one of the wand keepers there, and I love that.
Are you? I did not know that.
Yes. Yeah, I thank God I'm not contracted. I'm using it on an as-needed basis. And I love it. I love doing that too. So I'm kind of back at Universal, but not in the same way that I was there.
Right.
So I did speak to TJ Manorino. I don't know if you've ever interviewed him.
We haven't.
Where I asked him what happened this year, and he said, well, this year they decided not to have an icon. To go with marketing and what have you. He said, no, let's not do it. Icon per se icon. Let's leave it out there a little bit more generalized. And yes, they've got those games that they're playing. They've got a couple of the houses and those characters kind of in the streets are built around some kind of game that kids are playing today. I don't know, something horror game. And let's go with Penn and Teller and the Alice Cooper. Let's go with some kind of name recognition thing. And I'm going, yeah, that's a good thing, because it's so difficult to keep fresh.
Yeah.
And so they're adding different things every year. And Lord, since 91 to now, 2012, to have to keep it fresh every year, tough. But they're doing a damn good job, I think. I think it's a damn good job. So when you consider the time factor, and they have people who are working for them, they don't have the most huge, monstrous crew, but they have such dedicated crew that love what they do, that will work all the hours that God said, because they know that their love will come to please somebody. And we literally have designers in there who are really movie designers. And that's why the attention to detail is incredible.
Yeah,
I was going to say that really comes through in the houses. This year I actually got to take a media tour, a lights-on tour of the Silent Hill house, the video game house that you were speaking of earlier. Yeah. And even with the lights on, full lighting in the soundstage, the detail is just amazing that they put into it. So
I think there's a Halloween DVD on which Michael Roddy spoke and I spoke, and Universal had it out. It's been out for ages. But I remember I had to do one of these silly tours, take people around, just look at what you. Unfortunately, it was just a very select group, and I quietly go ahead of them and hide in the scare zone, because I thought, they need a little bit of a scare. And as they come by, I'd suddenly jump out and say, "Get the fuck out of here!" Well, how many levels? To do it again, but I wonder why.
So out of all the years that you worked on Halloween Horror Nights then, Adrian, which was your favourite year to work on?
See, none.
None?
No, every year became equally important to me.
Right, that's good to hear.
It really did, because every year, like I said, was not the same.
Yes.
There was a change. There was a change in intent from behind the direction, everything that happened. They never became complacent about it. That's what I admire about Universal. They have not become complacent. They're aware that this is a great moneymaker, and they're also aware that they need to keep on top of everything, and they really are keeping on top of it. There is no complacency there. Find that, and especially when I was with them in the design process, they work for hours, and they will design, and they will be told yes, no, that's not right. Go, and they will never complain. They go back and do it. Make a check.
We've spoken to people who go to the one in Hollywood quite regular, and the complaint about the one in Hollywood is that it doesn't change that much. I think this year they've changed quite a few things out, but as a rule, it's pretty much the same event every year.
It's a very strange footprint. Number one, you have to use escalators to go up and down to the various houses. It's not very conducive in that sense. We sort of tried to get involved one year, and they said no, they didn't have the financing, they couldn't do Halloween. I think that was the year they dropped Halloween. They weren't exactly going at... Do you know how Halloween came about? How Halloween Horror Nights actually came about at Universal, and probably I don't know if Ron told you, but the fact was that Rich Costellas, who's I think VP of writing show and stuff like that, the VP of operations, had been to Knott's Scary Farm,
right,
and saw how impressive that was and what a money maker it was. So he came that year that he'd been, I think it was in 1990, and he came out in 91. He said, why don't we do it over here? We've opened a new bar, let's do like what they're doing at Scary. We're like the opposite coast, no one's doing anything like that, let's do it here. Let's at least try it. So I think they tried it for 2 days. And then we used to go back and see Knott's Scary Farm and see some of the things they did, and they did some good things. They really did some good things. I hated some of the mechanical effects that they used to use, because there's so much noise. And that's the hate about some of our houses that we have, the mechanical things. That's kind of the, telling you, signposting that there's something down the road. Duh, you don't need that. That's why I prefer, because it's unexpected. You don't know where it's coming from. And I love it when there's less of you, because there's safety in numbers. when it's dark and as silent as it can be. Yes, there's some very great movie soundtracks that can work because they help accentuate, but don't forget you're looking at that visual. Yes, we're creating a visual, so yes, it works. But also just the sound of the wind, rain, things like that can add the extra dimension without being too noisy and do this and do that, you know. It's always the element of surprise. That's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
Where am I going to get the surprise? What's going to happen? You're not going to kill you, please God. We've had people trip and fall with a chainsaw, but I mean, we introduced the chainsaw gang, the drill team. That was very powerful for years to come.
Oh, yeah, it still is. Yeah.
That's where we introduced them. And I remember Mike Morgenthaler was the guy who actually drilled them, and he's an ex-Marine.
Right.
Yeah, that happened.
Oh, okay.
We actually first had Rob Anderson and I think it's Elaine Hines who's there now. I forget, she's got some grand title. But they were show directors at that time. And I think it's Rob and she got it together and brought on the first chainsaw drill team. Yeah, it was Rob. And then the following year we got Morgenthaler involved to give them the training. That's my memory as it serves me for whatever it is.
Which was the last year you worked on then?
2005.
Right. So obviously you went to Universal. Did you go to Universal with the express intent in working for Halloween Horror Nights, or were you there?
No. Just strictly as the show director for the various shows that they had there, like the Blue Brothers, like they had the Monster Hook show, wasn't it? The Wild West, Horror Makeup. They had a thing called Murder, She Wrote, which was a wonderful thing. Nickelodeon, the tours, the Ghostbusters. Shows we had the animated shows as well. So it was an amalgam of all that Universal put up.
So how did you then go from that into Halloween Horror Nights?
You just did it. You were just told this is what's happening, do it.
Right.
Fair enough. Yep.
Right, okay. I said, what about my other jobs? Well, just do this. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Then I have stage managers, so of course they could take care of that. But then, of course, some of the actors, well, you weren't there. We don't believe, we don't trust you. I said, I can't be there all the time. You have to start trusting a stage manager. That's why a stage manager is there. Once the show is up, the director's never there anymore. It's the stage manager. And that's, theatrical etiquette. That's what you have to do. Mm-hmm. And so then I started getting more involved with the events at the park. The special events like Halloween and Mardi Gras and Christmas. Yeah. So it was a transition from one to the other.
You're obviously, in the end, looking back in hindsight on that, quite happy with that then?
Yeah, because I learned from it. It was a learning experience.
Yeah.
I got so much from so many different facets, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
It kind of takes us out of the Halloween element, but brings us back in a roundabout way.
Go on then. I don't even know where this is going to go.
I was doing a little bit of digging. There's not a lot of information on you out there.
Yeah.
But I found you on LinkedIn. Now, I'm not actually a member of myself because it just confuses me. But when I was reading your profile, you can be quoted as saying, your heart is truly still at A Day in the Park with Barney. Oh. Because you're in the thick of it directing and staging Barney at Universal from its inception to its opening date. And I do apologise, we have had some rather juvenile giggles over Barney's Echo Tunnel.
And his backyard. It's a bit of a notorious episode, I'm afraid.
That's all right. But see, I loved Barney, and one of the things that I got there, I don't know if you've ever seen the Barney show there.
No. We didn't have children the first few times we went, so
it's all right, I understand. But you go to see Barney show, and you've got the pre-show in front of you, and to your right, as you're standing there looking at the stage, which is ahead of, to your right, you've got doors.
Right.
So when you see doors, what do you want to do? You want to go through them. So, and then there's some rain falling in front of the doors, but it's like, just the water. I asked them, so why don't we dress those doors so they look like rocks? And have the paint in front of it. It's cheap. It's just some wire and some styrofoam that you put over to make it look like rocks. And no, it costs too much money. We can't do that. Okay, so people are going to come in and keep on looking at these doors, wondering when they're going to go open instead of at the pre-show? No, it has to be like that. Okay, fine. So then it went into the pre-show, and we did everything, and I directed them and wrote it, everything else. But we had a Mr. Peekaboo, and I could never understand this. And for years we had this Mr. character. So one year, the Barney people came back to us and said, so what do you think about how it's going right now? I said, I think it's going fine. I said, but we're limiting ourselves, you know. Children really associate more with women, and I think, if anything, we should have a Mrs. Peekaboo. Oh, do you really think that would work? I thought, these people created a thing for children. Children are more closer to their mothers than their fathers. I said, I don't think I know it will. You need to try it. It doesn't take any change, because the dialogue is the same. It won't change. It went big guns, so now they have a Mrs. Peekaboo. As well as a Mr. I mean, when you think Mr. Peekaboo, and you think Barney looks like a big purple dick.
I didn't like to say it.
The whole thing's a little bit phallic. And plus he's got green spots. Oh, dear, it looks like he's got a really bad disease, too. That's what they should do at Halloween, but I don't think they will.
Well, that's actually just kind of leading into Tracy's question. But
that was the next part was how would you have inserted the purple dinosaur into Halloween Horror Nights?
Oh, we wanted to. Don't think we didn't.
I think that'd have gone down a storm.
They wouldn't let us.
That was a wrong decision.
Protective of their property. No. That's not Barney.
Oh, I don't know.
But the queue lines goes through.
To put them in Bill and Ted, I don't think we could.
Oh, yeah. One of the queue lines every year goes through the Barney area, the staging area for that at Halloween Horror Nights, and I always think that's a great transition going from all of Halloween Horror Nights and then having to go through the Barney's Playland at night. It's all dark.
I love you and you love me. Yeah, we know.
Oh man, it's funny because. Now you've told us that you sometimes work the Wizarded World. We've talked about. I mean, what was the decision? You said because when 2004 when it was in Islands of Adventure, it's never been back.
The footprint was the street factory for Islands of Adventure very narrow, so it doesn't allow you to put much set or scenic elements in the street.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's not many places therefore where a character can hide and be concealed, except in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Marvel is pretty damn open and very colourful. Very difficult over there. You do have at the port of entry, it's kind of wide, but you don't want to scare people out of their wits right away, so you go to that first place where you can either go right or left, and there used to be some kind of pre-show welcoming people to Halloween there, and then you could select to go either right or left. And we literally did have houses all along, around that whole park. Virtually around the whole park. We had to be very careful because at Seuss Landing, Seuss again, there are so many. The only place that wasn't really had any big, how would I say, Seuss. You had to go to apply to Seuss to get permission.
Yeah.
You had to apply to Marvel for permission. Jurassic Park, you had to apply to Jurassic. They didn't actually belong to Universal. The rights weren't there.
Yeah.
Whereas where Sinbad is just open territory. Anybody can use that. So we could have a lot of people there.
It was quite spooky in there when we were in 2004 because there was no lighting, just fog machines and things creeping about.
But see, this is my point. You don't need that. You don't need that.
It was so effective. And we stayed in there for a little while, so our eyes adjusted to the gloom. We could see these scare actors creeping about, and we stood back and watched people come in, getting their wits scared out of them. It was great fun.
I agree with you because people have imagination no matter what you say.
Yeah.
And less is more, especially when it comes to fear. Something like fog machines, you know, and you don't know where something is, what the hell's going to happen? Yeah. And then sit back and watch. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. One of the best houses that I remember that we did was called Pitch Black.
Right.
And that's what it was, Pitch Black.
Yeah.
Cool.
And occasionally a white face would pop out out of the mask.
I'd have been on the floor.
I was, and I'd go through it. I would be pissing myself, actually.
Yeah.
Fine. And there were very few characters because they can run up and down corridors to come out whenever and as ever. And it worked really well. Pitch Black.
Do you know that one, Darren?
Be out at that time as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was one of the years that I went there. They tried to use that a similar effect as that with Dead Exposure as well. where you just get snaps, flashes of light, which was really highly effective. And this year they tried it again with the Universal House of Horrors. They did everything black and white and black light effect, which was really neat, and they had lightning flashes, which really came through. There was a little bit too much light pollution when I went through, so I was able to see, a little bit too much of the outline of the set designs and those sorts of things, but from what I've heard, they've corrected that. So
well, that's good, because that's exactly what it is. I agree, and my ex-boss, Skip Sherman, was a great believer in the quick flash, bright flash, burn the iris, what the hell,
Yeah.
And that works great. But there's no two ifs, ands, or buts. That works. It stops you for just that second.
Yeah.
And then everything's pitch black for him.
Yeah. And you're disoriented and...
You're totally disoriented. Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, I can't wait to do another one.
Yeah, I mean...
I can.
Because we've discussed on the show quite a lot about... Because there's been a few rumours about it going back to Ireland over the last few years. And we've... Obviously, kind of what you said there about the Zeus Landing thing with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter now being there. Whether JK would let that be.
It's not just JK, and that's why I think also between us, I think Universal won the contract eventually because they realized that this could be really good, and they have her to listen to, they have Warner Brothers to listen to, plus the publishers of the book, so they've got 3 sets of voices of them. And to juggle that and get, a good blend and a mix is not easy. And I think they've done it. They've done it damn well.
I mean, we haven't actually been over since the last time we were over.
I think you enjoy it. I mean, it's a small footprint. It's not huge, but my God, the details. They've got chips of glass in the snow on the buildings. So it shimmers in the sunlight.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
It was the last time we were over was 2009. We're coming back over next year, and we can't.
You better let me know when you're coming.
We will.
Yep.
We're.
I'd love to see you guys. Meet you.
Lovely. So would we.
We're huge Harry Potter fans in our house as well, so we can't wait.
Yes, you have to. I mean, I love it. I think it's wonderful. I've got all the films. I did read the first book, and I thought, this is not for children. This is wonderful. This encompasses and embraces everybody, children, adults, all. I hear the new book is quite good. A bit dark, but very good.
I've read all of them at least 3 times, and I don't do that with
Bless
books.
your heart. Lovely.
I love them.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's imagination gone wild. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, I think we'd have disowned our kids if they didn't like it, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, I can understand too.
Yeah.
It's just so wonderful for kids. Just absolutely great.
The good thing about the books is it got kids reading again.
Yes.
And that's so important and sparking all those imaginations again. It's fabulous.
It is amazing. It's truly amazing. I'm so grateful for that. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
It's so good. Ask away any questions asked.
Darren, you got anything?
Well, I was a little curious. I was looking at the Wikipedia page for Halloween Horror Nights back to 1992, and it has here one of the few years that they did this. I actually only see one other time. The rides were it says the rides were themed existing rides.
Yeah, we did
themed for Halloween.
Didn't really work that well. We did. For example, we had Earthquake then, and we had characters popping in and out of Earthquake. I mean, Earthquake was a scare unto itself,
Right.
Just the guys at the end or on the platform, it didn't really work that well. Honest to God, it didn't. I'm trying to think, did we do anything on E.T.? Again, I don't think we were allowed to because it was a Spielberg.
Actually, it's listed here as an alien forest.
That's right, we did. We did have the people and they were down below. Well, I mean, come on. You're up in those damn carriages and the people are down below.
Yeah.
Where's the fear?
Yeah.
Certainly.
Went through E.T. and you got them when there were some levels they could come and poke up. It wasn't the same. It wasn't quite the same.
Certainly. Yeah, I also see they have Back to the Future listed as well. I was really interested to see how they did anything in there.
Back to the Future was done at the train. You know where they had the big train? Big train. They had the big train out there. We had some characters there. And then we had characters, I believe, just before you went in. But once you were in, that was it. You see, it was just very kind of spasmodic. we were hoping to build, but it didn't really work. You know?
Really, like the queue areas are probably the only areas.
Yeah, that's the only area you could do things, but then they're kind of wide open because they know how you eventually bottleneck people in before they go.
Yeah.
So they're pretty big. And then to reconstruct, we did for horror makeup. We did do some stuff for horror makeup. The show there, the pre-show. In the pre-show itself. And we changed the horror makeup show a couple of times to make it more scary.
I mean, we've commented on the horror makeup show that it's never open during Halloween Horror Nights, which seems weird.
I know, but they do Beetlejuice Graveyard Review instead.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then again, you know, Halloween is trick or treat. And that's, you're giving people some of the treats, so the tricks can be that more meaningful. So you need to soften the blow somewhere along the line, give fun. We did a great show, I think that Greg Berkheimer did, which was absolutely wonderful. But we had literally, those girls learned how to do the web, and some guys as well, in 2 or 3 weeks. And they were very proficient. They were dancers, and they'd come out from the ceiling and roll down and dance and this. And then we had this drag queen who I believe comes out as a drag queen and then ends off as a witch or some shit like this. And there was a pretty charm thing and take the girl away, and the girl was pulled from the audience and all. But it was a real sexy thing. To have, when Prince Charming takes the girl away, you actually saw these guys, they were all dancers with great bodies, literally pulling the rope and the wire to have him fly out over the audience. And we had ginormous crowds just to come and see the show because of its sexy content and the fact that it dragged me. And I remember one of the people, the head of staff, saying, "Oh, we can't do this. This is not good. You know, well, what do people think?" And I said, "People are loving it. It doesn't matter what they think." So one of our employees called me over, and I went over and started, "I think these people are planning to change it. Please tell them not to change it." So I said, "Where did you hear that from?" I said, "I've heard, but tell them not to change it. It's perfect like." So I went and I said, "This is from one of our employees." And he said he's seen it many times. "Please don't change it. It's perfect like this."
Right.
But they changed it. Not allowed to have this pretty drag queen. You have to have the witch all the way.
Right.
Oh, dear God. And one of the higher-ups said, "I didn't realize sex sells."
Okay.
Of that, one had to work with.
So you've worked there a long time then, you've worked with a lot of the guys. I mean, say we interviewed Ron Schneider last year and Michael.
Yes.
Michael Ruddy. I mean, the guys that are there now. Darren, you spoke to Mike Aiello, who's quite one of the big guys there.
Mike Aiello was an actor when I was there.
Right. They're working on Ghostbusters, doesn't he?
Right, and Michael used to share ideas. Michael Roddy would share ideas with Aiello, and Aiello used to give him some very good ideas for the Bill and Ted shows. And then eventually, I believe Mark Aiello wrote some of the Bill and Ted shows along with Kenny Babel. And the next thing he was the show director, and the next thing he was, when Michael Roddy left, Michael Aiello became Michael Roddy.
Yeah, they both speak. I mean, I speak to Mike quite a bit on Facebook, and they both speak very highly of each other, and yourself for that matter.
No, they're really good friends. They're really supportive friends. They're amazing, the two of them together. They really are.
I mean, Mike Aiello seems to be is one of those guys that shows that if you stick at it, you can. You know, he went from. I mean, sure, we interviewed a guy called Josh Ash not that long ago who was a Jaws skipper.
I love Josh. Yes.
Yeah.
And
he also works as a wand keeper.
Oh, does he?
Yes, he
He
does.
didn't tell me that.
He's never told us that. Keeping secrets.
Josh is a wand keeper.
But he started off as a Jaws skipper with Mike, and obviously Mike's now like.
I had wonderful flu doing Jaws because all of a sudden I was pulled out from what I had to do, go and help the Jaws skipper when they redid the ride. But the 3 weeks I was going on that ride over and over again, getting wet, soaking wet, helping each skipper with their dialogue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's such was Universal. Even though they had a show director for those kids, they were, "Oh, you've got to go do it." Okay, all right.
I think that says a lot about how they felt about you then.
I was very fortunate. Well, I guess because a lot of my thing is I tend not to pull punches. I try to be honest, and also I try to encourage.
Yeah.
Get so much more from people because they are hoping that they're doing their best. They're not trying to do their worst.
No.
And you do the best, and you keep on bringing that out. That's what I try and look for. But Halloween scared the hell out of me. Always it does. I mean, that fear, the unknown. And you know, that religious side of you, I was brought up very Catholic. So, you know,
right.
Damnation and fire. And, oh, God, you know, it all does a number on your psyche somewhere there. And I love that idea that you're on your own. And I've got no one to help me. What am I going to do? Or there are just a few of us. And even though we might feel there's safety in numbers, we know we're not really safe. Because this is an unknown quantity that is stronger than I. What do I do? How do I overcome? That's why you go with that question. Will I or won't I?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's been excellent to talk to you, Adrian.
It really
I'm going to
has.
ask one last
I
question.
thought I could help.
Oh, I've got one last question before we let you go.
Absolutely.
So what have you done since you left? Obviously, other than being a wand keeper, what has life treated you to after you left Universal?
I have done some theatre locally in Leesburg and in Mount Dora. I just Mount Dora played the inspector. Just did a thing called A Little Crazy, which is still available, I believe, if you can pull it up on. It's still available. It's called housetheatreproject.com. And this guy, the writer, wrote a play. The grandfather taking care of it, comes to live with his nephew, and it's the last years of the grandfather and the nephew, the uncle and the nephew, whatever it is, they're getting together. And how he's trying to help the nephew say, don't be so negative, get out of yourself, go out, chase the girl you want, do this, look what life really has to offer. And it's on, you can see that show still, housetheatreproject.com. And virtually enjoying retirement, per se.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at my age now, I'm retired, so why the hell not enjoy it?
Too right, you've worked hard enough.
Yeah, I could still work. I mean, I love working. If I was offered a job tomorrow, I'd take it. I'd rather that than not.
Yes.
I'd much rather, you know, it's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so I'm alive. I'm kicking.
Good.
I'm fusing and swearing and cursing and doing everything else a person should do.
Absolutely.
It's been such a delight talking to the three of
As you too.
It's been great having you on.
Certainly.
So, yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, Adrian. We're so glad you could give us the time to come and talk to us.
It was my pleasure.
Excellent. Right.
Thank
we
you.
shall move on with the rest of the show, and thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye now, Adrian.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey listeners, have you ever had something happen in the park that made you laugh so hard that maybe you peed a little? Well, then we want to hear about it. Send it to us for Darren's segment, Funny Schmidt. Shoot that story over to podcast@uuopodcast.com and make sure you mark that subject as Funny Schmidt.
Here's my Halloween poem. Thanks to William Wordsworth for the inspiration, and no doubt he will be turning his grave by the end. I wandered slowly as a zombie, with hunger driving all my cells, when all at once I saw a combination of people live and well, beside the lake, beneath the lights of another Halloween horror night. Continuous was this drive of mine. I stumbled forward in my haste. They stretched in never-ending lines, and I would leave not one to waste. 1,000 saw I at a glance. I thanked the stars for this great chance. A groan came out my rotting jaw, and caused a girl to look at me. She only took one look before, letting out a throat-wrenching scream. Then one by one the crowd turned round, and panic was all that could be found. So all the people ran away. I could not chase with legs so slow. I stood there in the breeze and made a long frustrated anguished moan. But then a man came with a gun, blew off my head, and I was done.
Right, so that'll do it for our Halloween show. I hope you enjoyed it all. We've been, I hope that you weren't too offended by Adrian, but no, Adrian's brilliant. We had such a blast.
Definitely.
With him, and he will be on again. It's already scheduled for our Christmas show.
I'll tell you what, I'll be very upset if he doesn't come back.
No,
on again.
He's coming back on.
I
Most
love him.
definitely. I say if anyone... no, probably not. I won't say that. I was going to say if anyone sees him as an Ollivander, say hi from us, but I don't know whether that's a good idea. Mr. Ollivander?
Yeah, he'd be working.
Yes.
Yeah, no distraction.
Anyway, so our next show will be out on Friday the 9th of November, and it's back into the usual stuff, I suppose, but I get thinking, actually,
briefly until Christmas.
I've already got the next one planned, and it's going to involve a little bit of homework for you two.
Oh, no.
Yeah. A little bit of homework. So we're going to move on to our Marvel Superhero Island Walk the Walk, but we had something suggested as part of that a while ago by a listener.
Just want to skateboard.
You're better off just
so
doing
you've
detention.
got a little bit of homework to do. And me as well.
Uh-huh.
But
we'll get lines if we don't do it, sir.
Yeah, you get kicked off the podcast.
Oh, no.
Bummer.
Yes. So anyway, until next time, it's ta-ta from me.
It's good night, Internet, from me.
And it's bye from me. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
See you next month.
Happy Halloween.
Well, that just about does it for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. We'd love for you to get in touch. So follow us all on Twitter at UUO Podcast, at UUOP Tracy, at UUOP Darren, and at UUOP Eric. Like our Facebook page at facebook.com/unofficial Universal Podcast. Follow us on Instagram by searching UUO Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube page at youtube.com/UUO Podcast. Don't miss a show by subscribing to us on iTunes, and while you're there, please leave us a review. Not an Apple user? No problem. Just find the show at uuopodcast.libsyn.com and subscribe to the feed while you're there. Send us your spews, funny schmits, live reports, and any other comments at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And come find us on the forums and say hello at our partner site, micechat.com. So thanks for listening, and until next time, remember, live the adventure.
doesn't have the same effect.
This has been a MicePod.com presentation.